we are here in the KCIW radio station in Brookings, Oregon, somewhere at some time with the Quality Living with Peaceful Support show. And yes, that is with, on, at, and or around. Thank you, listeners, for your open ears and your open heart and your open mind, because Quality Living with Peaceful Support does its best, and it is not always rainbows and butterflies and juicy happiness. We try to do our best, but sometimes the things we talk about here is more than we ever even imagined having happen to any of us. So thank you for sharing your stories, being patient, listening, and being that peaceful support that this Curry County and our global audience deserves. Is a whole lot of quality and attention. And we all just need love. And
all we need is love.
Love. Love is all we need. Oh, yeah. And that is Joanie Lindenmeyer.
Hi, Amanda. Good to see you.
Good to have you on the Quality Living with us again. We're going to have you on like whenever we want.
Whenever we want to chit-chat, huh?
Yeah, absolutely.
I love it. And you have such a great title of your show, Quality Living, Peaceful Support. Oh, my gosh. We all need that.
Ah, yeah, we do. And it is here for all of us. And we are so glad I'm so glad to have met you. You're just this joy of inspiration. And one of your books, Joanie, is a author of 3 books. Joyously Free is one of her books. The other one is Healing Religious Hurts.
Yes.
Did I say that right?
Yes, you did.
Healing Religious Hurts, as in healing them. And then None Better by Joanie Lindenmeyer.
Right.
And to be able to produce 3 books as an author in such a short amount of time is just so glorious.
It is. It is. And it's a miracle how it all happened. And I guess that's where I believe in divine intervention and that we're spiritual beings, not just human beings. And I think that ties in with your peace and support and your quality of living, because when you're coming from the inside out and you've got that connection with a higher power, or in my sense, a God and a Jesus and a Holy Spirit,
Amen.
Amen. Amen. I don't mean to get religious here, but at the same time, we are spiritual beings. And when you can really combine that with your true humanity, which is what Joyously Free is all about, is living your truth as LGBTQ or people or parents or allies, anywhere on that spectrum, but to live your honest truth. You find that peace. You find that peace, and you live out of that peace. And so, sort of like those songs, Don't Worry, Be Happy. You know? Exactly. And it takes a lot of internal work to have that peace and to trust in that.
Yeah, and you need a friend, you call me.
Absolutely. Absolutely. And that's where our community comes in. And how much we rely on each other in this community, and to find people that can bring you that peace.
It's so true, because what I learned, I don't know about you, is that not all of it is for all the time.
That's right.
And to be okay with that. To not be so like ideal of like, oh, this one person gives me all these things and this energy and this support. Well, it may not be, it might just be for that day or that moment. It could be for the rest of your life. I have a friend, Sister Samaya. She passed away, and she used to say to us, people come into your life for a season, a reason, or a lifetime.
Oh, I love it. I love it. Yeah. And I believe that. I believe that. And I think that comes back to what, again, I call the divinity, the God-ordained time, because that's working in a different kind of time and atmosphere, a different orbit, so to speak.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah. That is beautiful, what she said. And it sounds like you live that way, Amanda.
I do. And I try to pay attention. I do pay attention to the patterns. Sometimes they don't show themselves right away, and I don't recognize it, but there are patterns. And when do these people show up? How? What's happening? What time of year is it? It's like, oh, every October, so-and-so shows up. It's just, those things happen.
Right. Yep.
And
for sure.
The really, really radical, one super special reason, listeners, why I really wanted Joanie Lindenmeyer to join today on the Peaceful Support radio program here is because she will be having her own show on KCIW.
Oh, my gollies. Thank you to you and KCIW and to Tom Bozak. And oh, my gosh, and that's how it all came about, was because Tom was helping me do the audiobook of None Better. And lo and behold, I got more and more connected to the what KCIW is all about.
Yeah.
And I believe in the philosophy of community. I believe in what we're doing here for our local town. And so it was like when I was given that opportunity, I just grabbed it. And so I already got I've been practicing.
Okay.
Are you ready?
Yes.
You are listening to Joyously Free with None Better best author Joanie Lindenmeyer. This is KCIW 100.7 Brookings, Oregon.
Oh! Yes, I am super just wow! It sets off firecrackers inside.
There we go. And welcome listeners, because that's what it's all about. That's who we're talking with.
Are. Yeah.
Even though we're across from each other right now with a plexiglass between us, Amanda, bottom line is we're with
for audio control.
Is that what it is?
Yeah.
Okay. But it's about the listeners and who we get to talk to. And that we have such a variety of people in our county that hopefully we will say and talk about things that hit somebody in their heart of hearts.
And to our global audience, I take that little link right there that I go to kciw.org/quality-living, or if you go to kciw.org and you go to the schedule, you can click on any show. You can listen, subscribe online. So I take that, I email it and text it and WhatsApp and Instagram and social media to all my friends and family, to Barcelona, to Colombia, to Thailand, to Costa Rica, to Boise, and
it sends the whole aired show.
Everything. It's an online podcast.
It's an online podcast globally.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh, that is so cool.
You're going global, girl.
Oh my gosh, that is so cool. And that's like my Healing Religious Hurts and Joyously Free and None Better. They are global.
Yes.
They are global.
Exactly. Accessible. And then you put your Amazon link right there next to the KCIW link. Boom. Fire.
Oh my gosh. How fun. How fun. And to think that we're talking to people and listening to people from Australia or New Zealand or the countries you just mentioned. Oh, yeah. That is so cool. God, remember the days when our world was so far apart and we didn't have connections to those. And I'm 67 years old. I think you're a little bit younger than me. A little bit. But us old farts, we didn't have those worldly connections. And now because of the internet, because of cell phones, because of FaceTime, all the different links and whatever we want to call it, we can actually see somebody and talk to somebody live on the spot.
And that, to me, is peaceful support.
Oh, there you go.
It's like, when you're like, it's raining outside or your car's broke down or this and that, all these things are happening. You just pick up that telephone and it works. You just call somebody, you can do a video call, and they are there for you. It doesn't matter who it is. Call anybody, and they are ready to hear. And if you don't have anybody call, you go to kciw.org and you listen to Joanie's new radio program.
Yeah, Joyously Free. Remember that. Joyously Free. Oh,
I love it.
Oh, that's cool. That's cool. And that's why. I love your connection, how you talked about that, Amanda. That's really neat.
Yeah, we're here for everyone. And I attempt to remind myself that, there's somebody so far away that is so close to us right now. Just give them a big hug.
There you go. I like that. I'm all into hugs.
Yeah, me too.
Yeah. Oh my gosh, yes. Yeah, it's funny because people in our local town here, they've given me two titles. One is the Great Communicator, in that I can speak LGBTQ and I can speak church spirituality and religion. And that's going to be a whole bunch of the show that I'm going to do Joyously Free. And then the other one, they say, I'm the Great Brookings Hugger. I'm the Great Brookings Hugger, and so...
We'll get you a T-shirt. There's this guy in Thailand I met, and I'm downtown somewhere in Chiang Rai, and he has a shirt on. It's all white, and it's looks like it's hand painted, but it didn't scare me for some reason. It didn't bother me. As long hair, and he's probably 70, and it says free hugs, and I was like, really? I could use a hug right now. I just went up to him. We just had the best hug.
Yeah. And do you know that's a national program in the gay world?
Is a national program?
Oh my gosh. Free mom hugs. It began, I think, in the 70s. Somebody would have to look up the exact date, but it happened because people were at a pride and they were disowned from their family. And so this woman who was there with her gay son said to this person, I will be your mom. I will give you a free hug. And so she started a national organization called Moms Free Hugs. And it's especially for LGBTQ people that oftentimes are literally disowned from their family or their community. And so every pride you go to, you will find somebody there from that organization wearing those hugs. And now they have free dad hugs, or free uncle hugs or free aunt hugs, but that's what it's all about.
It is.
And what do hugs do? They give you peace, they give you support, and they help you to have a quality life because all of a sudden you are now loved and accepted, celebrated, and cherished.
And supported. And you got oxytocins going.
Talk about that. There you go. Talk about that. Oh, those natural.
Exactly. It just gets the whole vibration of the vitality of being alive and the serotonin's going and reminds us to be happy and why we're here on earth. And that brings us to one of our questions. I'm not sure if we asked you last time.
Okay, go for it.
What is being alive to you?
What it means?
What is it? Yeah, what does it mean to you? What is it? How what does it mean to you? Yeah.
Being alive. Oh, there's so many facets to that. Probably number one is grateful for what I'm able to do physically. So I'm able to use my legs and my hands and my arms and my eyes. And you think of the five senses and how valuable those are and to not ever take those for granted. And I learned that really, really well when my honey Carol had her stroke. And for 8 years, she did not have much of a left side. So she was paralyzed on that left side. But so that's one thing, is the aliveness of what we physically can do. Right. And then there's the alive part of my heart, my truth, my honesty, my sharing of who I am from the inside out, not worrying if somebody's going to judge me, not really caring if they like me or they don't like me, because I call that self-love. And I think self-love is a big part of being alive.
Majorly.
You don't have to compare yourself. You don't have to have everybody like you. Like yourself. And if you don't like yourself, and there have been times in my life where I definitely needed to improve some things in my life. And that's what also brought me to being alive. Who do I want to be?
Right. Yeah.
And I'm happy with me.
Yeah.
I'm happy with me.
Yes. One thing I did read, I told you before we started the show, so I graciously had received one of the books, Healing Religious Hurts, for one of my own, a signed author's copy. And then also one is None Better, an amazing love story. Both of these are by Joanie Lindenmeyer, obviously, because that's who we're here in the studio talking with. I said I didn't read it, but I did read something, and you just reminded me. I read the foreword of the people that wrote comments about you, and I know some of these people. They're in our town, and I was listening because I listen to myself when I read. I was the forward, the thank yous, and the people, the acknowledgments, and some of the people. I'm not going to ruin it. I'm not going to tell you guys. Some people give spoiler alerts. That's not happening here. However, the people who wrote about you in here that know you, that know me, that I know, it's like, it just gave me tingles everywhere, fascia tingles. I was like, this is really accreditable. Like, this is people in the community that fully support you. And this is like, you are so supported and loved here in the area. And it just amplified everything it's like confirmation. It was like, I already knew, but now it's like, wow.
Well, thank you. Thank you. And I think you hit the nail on the head, and I'm so grateful to twosisterswriting.com, my publishing team of Elizabeth Atkins and Catherine Greenspan. And Elizabeth and I co-wrote these books, Healing Religious Hurts and Joyously Free. And one of the things that came to me in prayer at the time I asked her if she would be willing to co-author them was that also I want to involve other people. I've heard so many stories as I went around and did book tour for a year with None Better. So many people's stories and their heart journeys. And so in Joyously Free, 32 contributing writers across America. And in Healing Religious Hurts, there's 17 people. So when you talk about those acknowledgments or the contributing writers, those are the ones that were so excited to jump on board and put their writing and put their name next to something. And I just feel so precious. And like you said, I feel so loved because they're a part of this. I never consider it my book.
Right.
It's always our book.
Exactly.
Our book.
It is.
And books last forever.
They do.
And books last. So think of the legacies in those people's families. I know. So at some point in time, they're going to be able to show their mother, their father, their grandfather, their cousin, their grandkids, their great-grandkids.
Yes.
Look, I'm in a book. I'm in a published book that's gone around the world.
Exactly.
Exactly.
And it's accessible. I was watching, I don't know what I was watching. It was on YouTube. And they were showing us how I was a kid that grew up in the library. So, I mean, I know we have libraries. However, where we would go to the card catalog and filter through all the lookup in the catalog and find the topic of the book of the aisle, and then you had to go find the aisle and find the book, and it was a big like almost a treasure map quest. Yeah, treasure hunt, exactly.
Yes.
And now people get to just go online and look at Amazon.com, and they just go to None Better and poof, there you are. And they don't need to go downtown to the library, look through the card index.
Right.
And it's something that is so tangible and so accessible, and it's such a gift, kind of like the KCIW online.
It is, huh? It is. And working with twosisterswriting.com, they have said, because they work with Ingram Sparks, which is the publishers or the printers, 39,000 websites carry these books.
39,000
globally. Wow. Think about that one, 39,000. And then just locally, I want everybody to know, if you do not want to buy the book and you want to go to the library, Del Norte Library in Crescent City has this.
Okay.
Port Orford has it.
Oh, yeah.
Chetco Library System and the whole system within the Chetco Library has it. If you're thinking you want to go to a bookstore locally, mark at Forecastle Books right here in Brookings. And then we have Paula Wyndham keeps them in her pedicure in her salon for sale. And then we have Debbie Stover in Crescent City at Del Norte office. And then we have Seawolf up in Port Orford. And so, I mean, and I can keep going. I have Under the Umbrella in Salt Lake City. How about Powell's Books in Portland? And all these different places carry the actual book. And what I'm excited about, Amanda, the audiobook of None Better is we are like weeks off from having that. Oh. And then people can just stream it and listen it in their earbuds and on their phones and in their cars,
Yeah, without flipping a page as they're cruising.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, so whether it's an ebook, paper book, hardback, or audiobook, it's going to be out there.
I love it. I absolutely love it.
And it brings about peace and joy and healing. Mm-hmm. And that's the whole point.
It is.
That's the whole point.
And I appreciate that because, flipping through those channels, this is scary. I'm just going to say it on the podcast nowadays, because KCIW.org is on Podchaser. Do you know about Podchaser?
No, I don't. Tell me about that.
Okay, so it's a top 25 of all the podcasts in the world.
Oh, okay.
So, well, I'll believe that you will get to...
and I do podcasts every Friday with Elizabeth Atkins.
So Podchaser is an app, and it goes through all the podcasts that people are listening to, and it has millions and millions of titles, probably billions of podcasts.
Wow!
And what it does is, as you go to, I don't know what it is, Podchaser, and every iPhone, every Galaxy, every type of cell phone has the ability to access it. And so what they show me is once a month, they'll show me the top 25 podcasts that are happening in the world.
Is that what you have right now on your phone?
No, I tried to do it, but I didn't want to distract myself.
Okay.
Multitasking.
It's like the top 40 back in the day.
Exactly right.
Oh
like
my
the
gosh,
billboards.
Casey Kasem.
Yeah. Casey Kasem.
Yeah, the top 40. So pod chasers.
Pod chaser.
Okay, listeners, did you hear that?
Yeah.
Oh my gollies. Now I have another goal, something else to look forward to.
Exactly. And the ability to have shows like we have, like your new show that's coming to KCIW, your new and like Quality Living, to get us to move up the ladder. Because for the last 3 months, maybe even a year, when I look at the top 25, they are scary. And they are just so full of all the words I don't like to say.
Right.
Or even acknowledge at all, because I stay in my bubble. I know what's out there. I've been there. I've been really deep in it, and I've chosen to remove myself from it and surround myself with love and peace and all the lovely qualities, because I believe where I put my energy, that's what will happen to me.
Absolutely.
And so when I see those things, I'm like, oh, change the channel. I grew up on Alfred Hitchcock and used to watch all the scary movies, but I cannot do that anymore.
Yeah.
But so, to have ability to have these books and the audio and the podcast to give Earth a chance.
Positive. Positive. Yes. Oh, boy. I'm going to have to download that app as soon as I get out of here today. I think I'm going to download that and see what's on there, And that's why I do TikTok. And that's why, I did Facebook, because I never did social media before. And my publishers recommended, again, Elizabeth Atkins and Catherine Greenspan from Two Sisters. They said, Joanie, it would be a good idea to have a social media influence. And I said, oh, really? Not just meeting somebody at Les Schwab or the Pizza Deli, or used to be called the Pizza Deli, Wild River Pizza, but to actually have a social media influence. And so I just try to, anytime I'm on TikTok or Facebook or any of that, I want to keep it positive.
It's such a good, I appreciate that. I really, really do. And that's what I was going with, say thank you.
You're welcome. And thank you. And when you meet somebody that is a kindred soul like that, then the energy level just gets even higher.
Yeah.
And more love spreads. It's like dropping that pebble in a pond and it just spreads, So, and I've been in that other world before too, And so I guess that's why I have and believe no bullying, no hate speech, no hate behaviors. You take those 3 things out of your life and you're back to that peace and love and quality living.
Mother Teresa said it best. She says, do not invite me to any anti-anything. Invite me to a pro-peace rally and I will be there.
Oh, wow. Very cool. Very cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, in spirituality, and church-wise, you mentioned Mother Teresa. I am so excited that the our Pope Francis in the Catholic Church, which I'm Catholic-Episcopal now. That's a whole other story. I'll save that for one of my shows. But anyhow, Pope Francis has just appointed Cardinal McElroy, who used to be Bishop McElroy in San Francisco. Then he went to San Diego, and Cardinal McElroy is a correspondent, a wonderful friend of Carol and I in terms of always supporting us with these books. But he is now going to be back in Washington, D.C. And so great things are happening for the church in that realm too, because he's a supporter of, like Mother Teresa, not the anti, but what can we be pro about?
Exactly. Yeah. It's a real...
And I don't mean pro-life. I mean pro... In another kind of sense.
A positive solution. Do not show me the problem. Show me the answer. Show me the solution. Because we could riddle ourselves till we die of diseases, of all the problems. But what are we going to do about it?
Right.
What are the answers? And I feel like these books are tools. Healing Religious Hurts, None Better, Joyously Free, KCIW podcasts and radio stations. And these small, volunteer-based, full donation, nonprofit, all these ways of giving just a little bit, once a month, once a day, just gives that avenue for solutions to grow.
Exactly. And that's why, I don't know if I told you, but Joyously Free, Elizabeth and I have already created our training for teachers and staffs and students. And so we're already hitting the road doing that. And so if you are a educator around anywhere, that we either do them by Zoom or we do them in person, and it's an incredible PowerPoint presentation, and you actually use the book as writing prompts and use the book as your teaching guide, just like a book in a class that you take, and so when the presenter leaves, I leave, then you know what? You still have the book. Yes. And you have lesson plans for your students.
Yes.
Right there. And that's what I'm doing now is focusing on those trainings. And that is super, super exciting. So whether it's a business or a school district, we are doing those trainings for.
Genius.
Isn't that cool?
That is genius.
Yeah. And so maybe this will be part of a regular curriculum at a university or at a high school.
Course.
Think back when you were in high school. What was always the English book that everybody read?
Oh, in high school, did you say?
In high school.
Is it different for different eras?
Probably.
I remember To Kill a Mockingbird.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly. So how about,
I'd have never read it.
How about starting in 2025 instead of in addition to Kill the Mockingbird, it's Joyously Free.
Oh, that feels so much better.
Wouldn't that be cool? Yeah. Think about that as a possibility. That is just amazing.
It really is.
That is amazing.
It's a gift.
It's a gift.
And that keeps
and
on
people's
giving.
lives will be touched.
Yeah. Yeah. And alleviated. Totally alleviated. With purpose.
Exactly. Purpose. Oh, there's another part of quality living. Oh my gosh. When you have a purpose in your life and you feel like you're on a mission or you're being called to something bigger than you, the bigger purpose. Oh man. What's your biggest purpose right now in life?
Honestly,
yeah,
it's what I'm feeling called is this holistic. I'm diving deep into this holistic platform where I had everything kind of branched off and people look at it as, wow, you wear too many hats, you juggle too much, you're a jack of all trades, an ace of none. I'm like, actually, I've spent quite a lot of time individually in all these avenues. And instead of ignoring them or letting them all go, I'm tying them into this master plan and being a holistic health coach with end-of-life doula.
Right.
With real estate, with teaching quality living.
Wow. That's incredible.
Yeah, because we need a place to live for quality. For me, I need a place to live for quality living, the best nutrition, the best movements, I'm coming in and out of Earth. There's just quality living is my master plan.
Right on. Oh, that's beautiful.
Thank you for asking.
Absolutely. And I'd love to listen to people, and that's what you do on the show. And
absolutely. Yeah, we listen.
So thank you, everybody, for listening today on KCIW 100.7 with quality living and peaceful support with Amanda Whittemore. And I just happen to be a special guest today. So goodbye, everybody.
Goodbye, everybody. Thank you, Joanie Lindenmeyer. And we look forward to your new show, Joyously Free with Joanie Lindenmeyer.
Thank you so much. All right.
Thank you.
Big hugs.
Yeah,
big hugs.
Big hugs.